say what they can't radio.
You can be anywhere in the world right now,
but you're here with us.
I am Renisa Rose.
Hey guys, it's your girl Amazing,
and welcome to the
Personal Space.
Welcome to the Personal Space Podcast. Damn.
What up, yo?
I'm third party.
Hey, Kev's back. Hakini.
We are officially in the season he does not like. Virgo season.
Period.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like Virgos. I just it's just I don't know. I guess my petty side make me want to go at people that think they know it all. It's
How you feel about Aries?
Aries cool. I know. Anybody that got a problem with me just got a problem with themselves. I don't know. That's the way I feel.
He's a Scorpio.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that because Scorpio and
Virgos. They're not sibling signs. Okay, so I Googled it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So Virgo and Pisces are sister signs, but Scorpio and Virgo are like twin flame signs.
Okay, well.
Because we can't stay away from each other. My whole surrounding, outside of Adasha, everybody that I'm like super close to, all Scorpios.
Okay, I can see that.
I bring the fire. The block is hot. That's all I got.
Hot. The block is hot.
And
Virgo's the earth sign?
Is definitely earth. We are very grounding and we're very healing.
What is that?
Yes.
And the Adasha just comes through and burns it all
Boom.
down.
Sun, moon, rising, fire.
So my sun is Virgo, of course. My moon is Capricorn. My rising is Scorpio.
So my sun is Aries, moon Sagittarius, rising Cancer. So I do got balance. That's a water
It's
sign.
very emotional. It's from anger to crying.
I'm really proud of myself and how fast I could walk myself from anger
That's
to
good.
crying. I'm gonna cry.
I've improved
crying.
a lot, really.
Yeah.
I really have improved a lot. But the people that I should just,
You should have ether
yo,
and be in your brain.
I'm like, yo,
It really be in your brain.
Like, ooh, you so lucky. Right?
It wasn't 5 years ago.
And you gotta just smile
yeah.
you better thank God for Jesus.
I've learned, because I'm going to still get with you. Oh, I'm going to. Because there's something about me, like if I can't let shit slide, I don't let anything slide. Mm-hmm. Those of y'all who know me, like personally, y'all know I'm not letting shit slide. Nothing. Not a motherfucking thing.
I gotta take a pause. Because my biggest quest in life right now, I feel like when I communicate, I want to be understood.
Okay.
So I have gotten really good at being able to communicate to my audience.
Right.
So I do have to pause because you're not gonna feel me. You're not gonna pick up when I put down.
No,
I put it down
so I'm not gonna
fast.
fly off the handle. It's very rare that I fly off the handle. Like very, very, very rare. Because if I fly off the handle, chances are I might hit you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to. I've gone. Let me see. The last time I had a physical fight I was maybe 31, maybe.
Okay, you
That's
almost
recent.
a good 8 years.
That wasn't our fault though.
Okay.
Oh, it was a brawl.
I'm not really a fighter. I've never had to fight. My words really hurt.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I mean, I ain't never really had nobody want to fight me after I said what I said. I'm sure they did, but like when you really play it back in your brain, it's like that hurt.
Yeah.
I've said shit to people they really remember to this day. I don't even remember I said it.
Yeah.
That's why I have to work on me.
So for me, it's not my first instinct to fight. It's never my first instinct to fight. Even when I was younger and I, was crazy. It's never my first instinct to fight. We can go round for round.
Round for round. Fuck that. We can go in for in.
I think my problem is just I'm too passionate, so it could come off as like, oh, he's come preachy or real aggressive and stuff like that. And that's what makes me. What's my weakness is also my
Your strength
and stuff. So, and I don't know. I try not to be petty. I really, really do.
That shit hard as hell.
But
man.
it's just like.
That shit hard as hell.
It's
to not
really
be petty.
hard.
Yeah, and I'm not a
It comes
petty
off
person.
as sarcasm, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on it.
It's so diabolical what goes on in my brain the moment somebody do some wild shit.
Yeah.
I just be like, I'll take your shoelaces out. Like,
Now, I can calculate some petty shit to do. It's not my first instinct to be petty. Because I don't really give a fuck, and I have to not care in order to, not like lose it. So for me, that's my coping mechanism. It's like, whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I won't do it. It's just like my way of saying that I want you to see your
Right.
shit, put it in your face, and be like, "Yeah, this dude stink, right?" Yeah, I mean, like,
Stink real bad. Though.
Right, right.
You know, and I think I relish on opportunities to do that, but I'm trying to work on myself with that. It's just funny though.
Niggas gotta work on themselves too. I'm tired of being the only one doing the work. Y'all
It's
motherfuckers
very
got me
true.
fucked up.
It's very true.
Straight like that.
Nah, it's true. So
And your mama bald-headed.
that's why your mama is bald-headed and she don't got no edges.
Nah, it's true. It's like, you working real hard to heal yourself. And there's some really, we got eras of what Reagan pumped into the ghettos really walking around us.
They kids.
It's a lot of children that was released from the IEPs when we was in school. Now they adults and functioning in the world. It's a lot of y'all. And I'm not going to say that word because I don't want to be canceled. But y'all really need to get checked out and evaluated. If I can recognize that my sensories get overloaded and I got a little ADHD a little bit.
I think we got a lot of adults that's still trying to make peace with their childhood self.
Oh, and some people are not even. Some people are not even making peace with their childhood. They are literally operating in their childhood
but
traumas.
That's how they didn't get, we don't get to be children for a long time.
Right.
So it's like everything that they didn't get to do and everything is, and that, they're not, their parents not being parents, they just kind of still making peace with it. Like you're still trying to some way, somehow.
Yeah.
You didn't get to live out your childhood. Like,
And I feel like that's a lot of us because, I grew up very fast. I had to grow up really fast. So, but, I can say that I do cater to young me inside of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like 13-year-old Renisa would be ecstatic of where almost 39-year-old Renisa is, and how free she is and how... she speaks up for herself and she stands up for herself. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and how me, is just really creating the life that I want to live. Young Renisa would be very happy. And I feel like those are things that we have to do. But you can't operate as 13-year-old Adasha. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. Because, and not that you do, because you don't,
Shit lit sometimes.
This is where the delusion. It takes us back to the delusion.
I get it. You gotta grow up.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically. You gotta grow up. And
well, physically, you don't have no fucking choice. You gotta grow up. Because, you got to. But mentally and emotionally.
This adult shit sucks. So.
Nah, it's
really
real. It's not the same adulthood our parents live.
Yo.
It's not the same adulthood our parents
You
live.
don't think so?
Nah, I was
our
just
parents
talking
used to be like, stay in a grown folk, stay out of grown folks' business. And now I really get it. Like,
I don't want to be in grown
folks'
I don't
business.
want to. I don't want to.
If I look back and think they had to eat, like literally, if your mother wanted to go to the fucking store, if she had to go to work, she wasn't worried about who watching her kid.
No, now
y'all don't touch nothing, okay?
That's true. So I saw something earlier
I'm stressed out.
that like broke down the timeline of when you can leave your children by themselves and how long. Hold on, let me see if I can find it really quick. How long you could leave them.
Yeah, what's the appropriate age for you? Like, just off the bat, someone asks you that.
So
because we're all parents here, so
I think I left Kingston home by himself one time when he was young. It was like he might have been like 7, right? And I just ran to the store because we needed milk, and so he was on
the phone.
No, like school. And they had just taken a break, and so I just ran to the store and ran back home. And of course, he was telling everybody, yeah, my mom left me home, but I stay home by myself. And it's like, yo, you can't tell people that. It's too soon. I think it was like 9, 10, they can stay home like for like an hour to an hour and a half by themselves. And then like 11, 12, like up to 3 hours by themselves. 13, 14, they can stay all day by themselves. And then like 15, 16, they could stay overnight by themselves in like a week. And no, not a weekend. Like 16, 17, it was like they could stay overnight or the weekend. And then it broke down like the babysitting, like when you could babysit. So babysitting started at 13.
Shit, even about to start babysitting. My girl's responsible.
It's true.
She's 9. No, I be leaving them home to run to the store. I went to Walmart one time. It was the most peaceful Walmart trip. You know, Walmart already stressed me out because it's ghetto. But it was peaceful. I mean, listen, if I got to run to the store real quick,
Right.
don't fucking open the door. I done put the alarm on. You are locked in here. Don't open the door and don't touch my stove.
Do not touch the stove. You know, one time Kingston got dropped off from basketball practice home. We were here recording, and I was supposed to leave food for him. I was gonna order DoorDash, but it's summertime. There's animals outside. Like I couldn't like gauge what time he would be home. So I was like, "Fuck!" And so I texted him like, "Hey, I didn't order you food. I'll pick you something up. Like eat some cereal or something." I got home. I was like, "Hey, Poppy, you know, you hungry?" He was like, "No, I made a grilled cheese." My man, I told you not to touch the stove.
Now, if it would have went left, you walked home and the fire department was there. They'd be like, "Mommy, I just was trying to make a grilled cheese. I didn't even mean it." He just happy he got that shit off. I'm proud of him.
Yeah,
Me too.
My mom left us because I grew up in a single parent home. She left us like alone. I think around maybe age 8. And me and my brother just had so much idle time.
He's older or younger?
He's a year younger than me.
Okay. Oh, that was cool because y'all was
it
close
was
in
cool.
age.
So we lived at the executive house in East Orange, and we had a balcony, and we were just so bad. What we used to do, let's just say, we put gross stuff in a Ziploc bag and just kind of threw it over.
Boys are fucking gross.
Yo,
Disgusting.
I can't even tell
Y'all
you what
don't
we
even be
put in that
thinking.
shit.
Y'all
yo.
don't even be thinking. Y'all don't even be thinking.
That was
It's just
gross, though.
It's like, let's just do
I was
this.
like,
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave my son home by himself.
The balance will be your daughter.
No,
Right,
my daughter,
right.
definitely my daughter, but
Because
she,
even on play, she runs a tight shit.
she's in this like sort of like pick on him bully stage with him, which is
yeah.
cool. You know what I mean? But it's like
that builds character.
yeah.
Mothering. She's mothering him. Because, I mean, essentially, they're going to rely on each other.
Yeah.
If I had 2 boys, they would never stay home. There's
My mom
no
didn't let
way.
me go outside. She didn't let us go outside.
No, you
at all.
couldn't. You couldn't go
No.
outside.
And I understood the climate why she didn't,
Right.
but I also would. I feel so curious that knowing we were close in age to say, if she just sat us down and say, "Hey, you guys look after each other and you make sure y'all,"
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And I think we would have really. It would have been cool to experience.
Y'all
that with my
would
brother,
have
like,
looked after each other, but
The tree
imagine
jumper
the
would have been
fuck
looking
shit
at y'all.
I
y'all
don't
would have
think
gotten
so.
into.
I think me being the older brother that I am now, especially, is like, no, I always was looking out for my brother. Said we can't. Do
Yeah, but if the man pull up in a blue van, they take both of y'all asses. Now y'all both
They
gone.
wasn't gonna do that shit.
But you don't
man.
know.
I
And we
know.
lived in a time before internet. I
Yo.
think that was
They
all
wasn't.
of our parents' biggest
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah.
That was a fly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was one of the fat doodoo flies.
Like, it's
How
about
the
to
fuck you
die.
get in here, yo? trying to touch somebody for the summer and like
You know,
Y'all got any more of that cookout food?
okay, it's over, bro. It is over. The summer is. It's like, oh, we have to say goodbye
it
for
ended
the
so
summer.
fast.
It was hot as fuck today, though.
Where the F did summer go?
It got
That
something
could
to
be the name of a damn book. Where did summer go? Like, I don't remember nothing
Well, I
we
went-
did. None of our generations really do cookouts like that. So it's just like,
I was down to a couple of cookouts.
I went to, but I mean, I don't even think like our generation are good hosts at cookouts.
Because niggas ain't got no house.
That
What and
and
that?
I
Niggas
don't
ain't
know.
got a place to lay their
We
head.
got Uber
Half
Eats
these
now,
niggas
so
is fucking homeless.
Nah, it's true. You pull up to the function, it's mad liquor, no food.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, but I feel like when I was in college and we would go to college parties, I remember this boy I was talking to, he like, oh, you and your homegirls come to the party. I was like, we not coming if y'all don't got no food. And so he was like, nah, we gonna have food. We pull up to the party, what, no motherfucking food. And so we was like, we'll fix you. We're gonna drink all the liquor.
Done. You know,
It
I don't
was
think
so
food
stupid.
wasn't a priority for us.
No, food has always been a priority. Like we would have, it was like they had ordered pizza, but we was late to the party, of course. And so it was just kind of like nothing left. And so then, because we said we was gonna fix them and we just got drunk. And it was so stupid. And I will never forget, we were ready to leave and they were like, you guys cannot leave because y'all are drunk.
Yeah.
And so I like went in the room to go get my coat and it was like people in the room fucking on my coat. And I was like, you, get off my coat.
what age was this?
I might have been like 19, 20.
Oh
I for sure don't think I was 21.
I don't remember our hotel parties Because hotel parties in Jersey was a thing.
Yeah.
I
Yo,
don't
we
remember them
had
having
so many
food.
dope parties growing
You
up.
know, Somerset, Davidson Avenue over there, you know.
I don't know about anything over here, but I definitely know about Terrence Ballroom, Robert Tree Hotel parties.
Yes,
You know
I've
what I
been
mean?
to
Definitely
Robert Tree party.
those, like,
I,
those
I
was lit.
missed all of that because I was in California. But in California, like we would have friends. I don't know where their parents went, but we were having house parties. I'm talking about like the shit you see in the movies, full blown house parties. No furniture is in the house. They done moved the couches. I don't know where.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. After high school, that's when like life just began everything for
Oh, yeah,
me.
for
like,
sure.
And plus, like I worked. One of my first jobs was at Foot Locker, and everybody was older than me. It was like, oh yeah, we're going to this place in Patterson. Oh, I'd be like, I'm this. It was like, just get a fake ID. Like, you know what I mean? So it was just a
I used
fake
to use
ID.
my
and-
sisters.
You
I
know,
was so happy.
I never had a fake ID, right? So when I turned so in California also there are teen clubs. So like how y'all had like the Terrence Ballroom and shit like
Yeah.
that. These were actual clubs and it would just be like teen night and then they would shit was lit. So my clubbing experience started really young, 15, 16 in the clubs. The house parties, like all of that shit. And so when I was able to get into the actual club at 18, it would be like, college night. But it was 20 or no. I would go to college night and so that would be cool. But then I would go to I'll never forget, it was this club in Upland, California. And it was 21 and over. So my homegirl, she's 5 years older than me. And she like, come on, let's just go. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I showed him my ID and he looked at me and I looked back at him. And I was like, like it was the Diddy stare down, like, what's up? And so he was just like, fuck it, and gave me a wristband, like, all right, let's go. And my homegirl looked at me like, I didn't think we was getting in. There was no doubt. If I had to pay $20,
You gonna let me in this?
that's exactly how
They
I looked at him.
responsible.
So did you have a drink?
No, so I didn't really drink.
All right. When was your first drink?
7.
My first drink, I might have been like 14 or I was like 15. My neighbor let me drink Cisco with her.
You want to know when my first drink was? In kindergarten.
Wow.
Let me explain this to you. And it was my dad, got arrested. So he used to drink the cheap like Coke 45 and So I'm looking at him, I'm like, Dad, I wonder what it tastes like. He just looked at me like, you want to know what it tastes like?
Hell yeah.
I was like, all right, yeah. So he gave me a sip and stuff like that. I went back home. I had the worst stomach ache ever. So my mom was like, what is wrong with you, boy? I was like, Daddy gave me beer. Like, she called him cursing
Of
him
course.
out, yo, like,
He never
but
gave
he
you one
laughed
again.
at it, though. He never gave me
I
one.
mean, of course,
he
me and my cousins, my aunt always was a wine drinker. So when she wasn't home and, there's safety in numbers, we would stay at home. So we would all be like tasting like Moscato and shit or tasting Chardonnay. But I'm talking about my first drink where I was sitting like, felt like I was grown. I was like 15 with my neighbor, my Mexican homegirl.
Man, I snuck liquor when we were living in New Brunswick. Since I was a little kid, I had to be like 7 or 8. My dad I think he had some type of malt liquor in the fridge. I just kept going in from outside, taking a swig and shit.
Oh, you
Like-
having a fucking
I
time.
should have knew then it was gonna be a problem. Then he had some Johnny Walker like on the counter, and then when I realized I went too far, I put water in that shit.
Oh, because no one's gonna know that you put water versus
it was like
whiskey.
Red Label.
All right, so when was y'all first weed experience?
We California for sure.
For
I had to be,
sure.
like,
Yo,
freshman
so
year.
I think I was a
Freshman year of high school?
sophomore. No, okay. I was maybe I was a junior. So I used to smoke with this dude that lived around the corner from me. So that was cool. But then I had a homeboy that lived right behind the high school. So we would like cut school and like go to his house and blaze it up.
Man, my best friend was a weed head, so she used to roll. I still don't know how to roll to this day. Like that wasn't never my thing. Everybody rolled for me, so I want to say like end of freshman, first sophomore. But then I had a really bad high. It was bad. It was bad. Like the ground was like raising up on me. It was bad. It was like right after my 16th birthday because all I know is I came home and it was like a sheet cake from Costco in the fridge. I fucked that shit up. Yo, my sister had to come get me from the bus station. Like I was like, I can't walk. The ground is like, I was like, it was a hallucination. I think in California, you gotta be careful. They put angel dust in their shit.
Yeah, they do.
I think,
And PCP.
it was always frowned upon us growing up, like smoking weed and stuff like that, because obviously illegal and stuff like that. So, my first weed experience is just actually turned me off. Like I didn't want to do it anymore. So I didn't do it for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I used to be like, look at people like, you smoke weed. I'm like, nah, I don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Say no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I took the DARE program.
yeah, like I didn't do it for a very, very long time. I'm talking about like 15
Then what
years.
made you spin the block?
I went to Africa.
Oh.
And we were there having nothing but idle time. And I think these contractors, they would sneak little pins in and stuff like that.
Okay.
I sneak my pen everywhere.
And then,
Same.
we obviously stressed and shit, like want to go back home, and someone had it. And I was like, yo, pass that shit. And then I noticed that it did something completely different to me. What it did was it allowed me to explore my creativity a little bit more. So that's what it did to me. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, so it's like, okay, well, I'm not getting paranoid like I used to before. Then I thought, then I came home. I'm like, yeah, I could go with the big leagues. Pass that shit. So somebody has something stronger.
Hell no, I don't.
Somebody has something stronger. I don't know what the fuck it was.
It was purple haze.
But I just was definitely sitting down doing this. Like, I was being very, very finicky and stuff like that. And I stood up. Sat down. I stood up again and I was like, I gotta throw up. So I walked, I can't even start telling you how I was walking, because if it was a camera on me right there, it'd be like, look funny as hell. I threw up just like The Exorcist, like, oh.
Damn. Did you feel better after?
No. My fucking head was spinning. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Sometimes they put the tobacco in it too.
No, I can't fuck around with the weed that's too strong. Like I know, like now, going into dispensaries and like researching and shit, like I know exactly like what kind of weed I want to smoke. I know exactly how I want it to, I know how I want to feel. I know I don't like to be high for a long time. That's why I don't fuck with edibles. Okay. I told y'all about.
You got to microdose your edible. And people don't do that. And people just be like, I'm going to eat the whole rope.
So for me, what I don't like about edibles is you don't know when that shit gonna drop.
Right.
Man, I had an edible.
Could drop the next day.
This is what I'm saying.
Like,
I can't fuck
like,
with it.
Oh my God. That
It'd be the edibles and liquor.
Day.
You trying to have a time.
Listen, let me
trying
see.
to go into
I had
universe.
One experience where I was really high. I was like, me and my homegirls, we went to go kick it, of course, with some boys, and we chilling, and then nobody drove, so everybody got to get on their respective buses and go home. So I was like, all right. So I got on the bus. So I'm walking home. And so the Mexicans was having a party at this big hall, right? And so in California, it's always like blacks versus Mexican beef, right? It's always beef. So I'm walking by myself. And in my mind, I still to this day don't know if it's real or not.
They said something to you, Holmes?
Yes. And so I was walking real fast and I just looked back and now they were standing outside, smoking cigarettes and shit.
You took off
at
running,
the party.
bitch.
Yes. I started fucking booking it. I know they was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
It's like nobody.
So let me ask you guys a question. Now that we are parents, would you rather your first kid experience be with you?
No. So my dad smokes weed. My dad been smoking weed since he was 16. And
so you rather
it's
be
so
with somebody
crazy.
else?
So
or you rather just them say no to it?
I mean, I'm gonna talk to them. I feel like if you're gonna smoke weed, go to the dispensary. That's my only request.
Right.
I feel like we don't live in a day and age where we can sugarcoat this shit.
No,
you may get some weed off the street and it may have fentanyl in it. Like, and that's just real. And then your life will never be the same.
Right.
So please just be responsible. Like, even if somebody got to go into the dispensary and buy it for you. So with my dad, the strange part about it is he would, to this day, at 38 years old, he would not smoke in front of us, like at all. He wouldn't acknowledge that all four of his kids smoke weed, but he knows.
Right.
And then on the weird side, like he'll talk to my cousins and be like, don't buy it off the street. I can get it for you. He never offered us that shit. So we got to die. So we got to get fentanyl. Shit.
Fenty, no Riri.
Nah.
I would, the same. I would rather, I would rather my baby not smoke, right? But, if he does decide that he wants to smoke, I would rather him be safe,
Yeah.
you know, instead of, you can't, like, street drugs are just not what they used to be.
And don't do no coke.
Please, please
Please
you
don't
know.
do no coke.
I'm-
I whip my kid ass. They do coke.
Oh,
I find out
so-
you doing coke. I'm dog walking you. You want
You're
to be a
going straight to
cokehead?
rehab.
Not on my dime.
I'm curious when that day comes when my son say I want to have a drink, or it's like, am I gonna do what my father did, or just
You might. I feel
You know
like
what I
men
mean?
are more like,
Yeah.
you want to try this? All right. Like
Yeah,
I experienced
just-
that with my kids' dad. They'll say, "Oh, I want to." He'll be like, "Okay," like not crazy shit, but like we're more fearful as moms. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to be a wino, tip in the bottle. Whereas dads is like, if I don't feed this curiosity,
Yeah.
your friends, your dumbass friends will.
No, and that's so true. And I feel like that about a lot of things, right? I like to have like a very open, you know, pretty open relationship with my son, like with his air quote girlfriends and shit like that. Like I give him the space to talk to me, to communicate with me, you know, to just tell me how he feels, because I would rather him come to me or his dad, you know, and talk to us about how he's feeling, what's going on, all of these things, instead of talking to your friends. Do you know how much shitty advice I got from my stupid ass friends at 16 years old? Do you know?
You know, let me think about this.
This is a really good question.
I don't think I got bad advice from my friends.
Man, that should be so stupid. Like you think back and it's like, okay,
Like, give me an example, because I don't think I got like when it came to like boys and shit.
I went to an all boys school, so I can't even tell you guys the advice we was getting. People was effing early, like
oh, for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean. And then I think a lot of people was lying on their dick too. Like,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it's
To
just,
this day.
I was about to say
To this day.
recently.
To this day.
Yeah, like-
Somebody recently lied on their dick about me, and it was just like, come on.
for real. I didn't know people was
Yes,
still
for
doing
real,
that though.
yes.
There's
Remember I
no
told you,
pleasure in the ego with that.
My best friend's
Yo.
friend's fiance's best friend tried to holler at me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just kind of he was talking crazy, whatever. And so then I'm talking to her. She was like, "Yeah, girl, he said y'all hooked up." When?
Damn, he
When-
really was trying to manifest that.
Yo,
you know what I mean? Like,
Call it what you want, but when?
You know, I never saw pleasure in saying I fucked a man that I ain't never fucked.
Please.
that's
'Cause
crazy.
you know for
though.
women it's
lying
frowned
on your
upon for us to
lying
have,
on your
like-
penis or lying on your pussy is wild. to
If
me,
anything,
like.
if
I'm
people,
gonna say it never fucking happened. Is
Yeah.
what I'm
dad
saying.
be like, no, I don't.
But
fuck
did
with
he-
him.
I've never
'Cause
met that
you
man a
know-
day in my life. Who?
Because you know that like if you with your boys and stuff, that's a follow up question. So how was it? Like, you know what I mean? And it's
Then
like,
it was like, oh,
Now your niggas are curious because
yeah,
you
like,
already know what
so
time
how
it was.
was it?
I would be like, I never seen that man a day in my life.
You know, I never thought.
And
To,
now, even if you did think of it, you're never going to do it.
Right.
Because
Oh, it's
now it's
over.
like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
Shit
you
is
lying
weird.
For? You grown, like.
Shit is weird. When she
That's
told me that,
weird.
I was like, come on. I said, next time I see him, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
As you should.
Because what the fuck are you on?
you know, I would hope that this isn't a thing. Is this a thing?
It's
I
I
didn't
feel
know
like it's
secretly
a
it
forever-
still goes on.
It's
like,
forever a thing.
for
Because
real.
people are crazy.
So it gets passed on through a generation of lying on your meat.
just dumb, and dumb.
and dumber.
That's it.
And dumber.
Dumbest.
Yeah, so one thing I would want my kids to not do, I don't want them to watch porn.
No,
I
me
don't.
either.
I do not. I feel like us watching that early, it literally like indirectly did something to our
We didn't
brain.
even watch. We
Like-
watched Channel 1. It was all squiggly lines.
Well, yeah. Well, we
It
even
was
us
like-
watching the
it was
squiggly
like-
lines and stuff like. But even watching the Playboy Channel squiggly lines, Real Sex on HBO,
Yo,
all that shit,
yeah.
like you know what I mean. So it
No,
just
remember
kind of
Real
made
Sex?
us.
Real Sex got real wet. What the fuck is it?
But the
When y'all
beginning
gonna start
season was
fucking?
dope, though.
I know. It's like,
And
when
then
y'all
even
gonna
watching Cinemax late at night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, let me
Remember
tell
Rain?
you.
like-
Rain had a whole show.
I swear, I feel like a couple years ago, I was watching a movie on Cinemax and fell asleep, and I woke up in the
And it
middle
was
of the
like-
night too fucking. I was like, this is still happening?
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't what like Cinemax was like almost like the gateway because they wouldn't show everything, but they would be naked and you see what I'm saying?
They
Oh,
wouldn't
no,
show
no,
no penis.
this was-
They didn't show no penis or like vagina, but it would
just
be like
yeah,
you could see ass.
Yeah, you could
ass
see.
and thrusting.
Oh,
You
it
can see,
was
like-
sex. It was
Man,
real
I used
sex.
to have that phone, that channel,
Oh, yeah, I
the
remember that show,
remote.
Real Sex.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was so. This had to be within the past 10 years or so.
Listen, I used to have that remote right on the previous channel, real quick. Like,
Oh, you was that type.
yeah, the fuck, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't watch porn until like real, like outside of like, kid shit. I didn't watch a full blown like Pornhub porno until I was maybe like 30.
Okay.
Nah, I think like Blackberry days, I was for sure watching porn on my Blackberry.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then we used to talk about like what kind of porn we liked and then giving people suggestions and shit. I love that shit.
No, I did.
watch it. I'm not an avid
this is no
porn
judgment.
watcher.
This is like no judgment zone because I used to watch it too, but I think it does chemically. It does stuff
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it
Oh, for
does
sure.
stuff to our brain, especially men.
I was gonna say, I
makes
feel
them,
like it's for men
almost
for
like-
sure.
Yeah, like and I'm like, if you asking why men are dogs, there's your answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're watching stuff that's kind of like getting us like just overly sexual.
And
like,
then I feel like it creates like false narrative, like
of what
false
love is and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
not how. That's not
or
how
even
women.
what sex is supposed
That's what
to
I'm saying.
be.
But most women don't even enjoy themselves in those positions and stuff like that. Like they're actors right there.
Right,
Like,
right.
And I mean, they're not. Most of the time, they're not pleasured by it.
Right.
Like,
No, it's
no.
for sure a check.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it definitely creates like a false sense of reality for sure. Like I can say like I can tell the difference between like hooking up or having sex with a man that's, like porn is like, whatever, versus somebody who really watches like porn and it's just like, bro, what's
But
happening?
I feel like it's educational to some extent.
It-
You do need a little porn to learn some shit. Because at this point, it's like
Do we?
just a little bit.
I don't
You think so?
I feel like I learned through some porn.
I don't know. Like I
did.
felt like
Imitate art.
what I mean, positions and stuff like that. But
Shit, sucking dick. Like there was a lady that used to have tutorials.
No, okay,
That
so that's
girl,
stuff
that
I
was
can get with.
informational. It was like, let me try Ice Cube. Rewind.
No, so I got a home girl when I was young. I was like dating this guy, and it was like, we were serious, and we were talking about sucking dick, and I was like, no, I never did before, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and so she gave me like a full blown tutorial. So I was like, okay, and then what? And then what? Okay, all right, boom. And so then when I did it, I was like, this is my first time, and he was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And so I told my homegirl, like, bitch, it
Did
worked.
that.
I did that.
yeah,
Notes on point. Look.
Notes on point.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I think a large percentage of guys still don't know how to operate a woman's body.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
because they don't give a
You know,
fuck.
yeah,
They
so-
don't care.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to this
And
one
they go with their ego to
Right.
say
They-
because they go with okay, my D is big enough, it should be able to satisfy this person, and not knowing that every woman's body is different. So,
Never.
You know what I mean, so
niggas don't care.
It's
Niggas
true.
don't care. Like you ain't get yours, but I got mine. So
And that's it.
Guess what? I still fucked you.
Yeah.
Like whatever Ja Rule said.
Can I get it? What?
so it's going to even be interesting teaching my son
How to
how to. I guess you know what I mean.
Go
How to
ahead.
properly love a woman.
Okay,
How to-
okay,
how to
okay,
properly- that's-
okay.
you know
I mean,
what
I feel like the most-
Wouldn't your dad be the best teacher? You know what I
Absolutely.
mean, like to.
it's a little taboo. You gotta start that,
But aren't you going
But
to teach your
not
daughter?
in
though?
other community. Like
Aren't you
white
gonna-
people are very like open
You know,
about
it
sex.
just
Aren't you going
depends.
to teach your your
I'm gonna
daughter?
teach her like the safe ways and shit, and just tell her like I'll teach her about her body.
Right.
Let me get there. My daughter's 9.
I know, I get that, but you say that you had
I got
time, but
25 years before we got to have this conversation.
yeah, you said 25,
You know I'm kidding.
but you just said the age you played.
I know.
No, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna be very candid. She's
Yeah.
probably not gonna want to hear. It's gonna be uncomfortable
It is
originally.
either way.
But I do want to talk to her. Like I need her to know. Like, and don't let these niggas be giving you no fucking 5 pumps and rolling over that.
That's
Tell
it.
that nigga he whack. Just because you like him, let him know he whack. He got to step it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
No, it's true.
man.
And I feel like if sex wasn't so taboo in our community. So for me, it was like, if you have sex, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You
gonna
going to
get
hell.
pregnant.
You
going
going,
to
you know what I'm
pregnant.
saying? So it's like, okay, that's not even real life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not, because shit is still like, my body is changing. Shit
I
is
got these
tingling.
feelings,
You know what I'm saying?
He looking real right. Or it'd be some like, my dad's like, oh, be careful about AIDS. Nigga, what about trick? Like, teach your kids about trick.
Right.
Super gonorrhea. Like,
Yeah.
Super. Yo, okay,
Herpes.
really quick. So, super gonorrhea, right?
Wait, what?
Okay, so I follow this page on Instagram. It's called
Yo,
Six
that's
Brown Chicks,
crazy,
right?
yo.
And so every Wednesday they post stories. So people email them, DM them on Twitter, maybe Instagram now.
This shit
Like
got
questions.
a cape now?
I'm gonna tell you, right?
Wow.
So a question goes, This maybe was last week. It says, I met a great older man and we're getting married in December. We attended my cousin's destination wedding in Jamaica, and I used that opportunity to have one last fling before we get married. After my fiance fell asleep, I left our room and hooked up with a groomsman and 2 locals just for fun. I had the best sex. I wanted to use protection, but this time my hookups were different. We bonded on an emotional, spiritual level, and I refused to use a condom with any of them. I contracted super gonorrhea, and it's basically untreatable. My fiance wants sex, but I'm unavailable until I get this cleared up. It's been 2 months. If I tell him what's going on, he'll know that I've been unfaithful. Advice. And so it says, what is super gonorrhea? An extensively drug-resistant gonorrhea with high-level resistance to the current recommended treatment for gonorrhea. And then it puts the medication. I don't know how to say that. But also including resistance to penicillin, sulfonamides, to all of the medicine.
It sound ugly. It
are
sound
called
like
gonorrhea superbugs.
It sound like the worst.
Gonorrhea.
It sound like the worst.
It sounds like
super
good for
villain
head.
ever.
It sounds like good for your stupid
why you
ass.
fuck them damn
Yeah.
foreigners? Like, why you do that?
It
And
sounds
raw?
like every time you look in the mirror, he be like,
Exactly.
"You
because
can't get rid of me."
because
Like-
what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, you wanted to have your last hoorah, girl. What?
But this is the disrespect I be talking about with cheating. Nobody wants to get cheated on. The disrespect is what really fucks up a lot of shit. Why are you out here getting burnt?
Why?
Why you out here being a super whore though? Like you just
Super-
said,
Well,
hey,
I'm
one
not
night,
She
saying
let's-
said,
that.
no, bitch,
No.
I am judging. Okay, a groomsman, okay. That was
No,
with
ain't
the-
no
and-
okay,
no, no, no.
like-
And
that
2
was
locals
it.
just for fun.
That was it.
What
That
these
was
locals,
within
the
close
Rastafarians and
proximity.
shit? Like,
Irie.
That was in
Wagwan.
close proximity.
yo, he had some shit that he smoked that said spiritual. Yo, do this. She know we was spiritually connected. Like,
Now you got the clap. Just make it
The
clap.
big clap, the super clap.
Sean Paul.
he probably was running game. Like,
That takes me back. Remember the girl on
Oh,
the-
them boat rides with the clay, like the clay. Where you seen that on Instagram, where like the girls would go on them boat rides to Jamaica and they would get rubbed down with the mud bag.
Yeah.
You saw the video of that man put his penis on that girl vagina,
no, I didn't.
and she's like, "Just put it in. You got a bag."
and she told,
bag?
yeah, it was like a Ziploc bag or like a
Plastic
ShopRite
bag.
plastic bag.
And her homegirls, just for Christ, her homegirl is not loyal, and she wanted to get her caught up because no cameras. But don't even do that with the locals. And he was just like penis out, tap tap tap. Tap, tap, tap. And she was like, just put it in. And I'm just like,
That
for
is
real?
so scary.
Have you know, Kuth? Have you know anything? You don't give a fuck.
Maybe she was on drugs.
I don't.
I'm going to give her that. Maybe she was on drugs.
A
'Cause I'ma just be
plastic
like-
bag though.
Damn, she ain't got no respect for
She just
herself.
wanted some coverage. She must have watched Booty Call. Remember when he put that saran?
When he wrapped his whole body in saran wrap.
She
Yeah,
watched
but that
Booty
let
Call.
me know that females don't know too much about their coochie either.
Nope.
you know what I
It's
mean?
very
Just
true.
women that, like,
It's a lot of bitches out
what
here
is wrong
staying,
with you, man?
leaving their coochies on the toilet seat.
Yo, that's the worst ever.
Wait, what did you say?
You
It's
go
like
in the
you go in the
bathroom
ba- and it's-
behind somebody.
There's a smell. It's a smell.
No, I know
like,
what you're talking about. It's like a real, like, fishy. Is
It's
or
like
just
it could be
musty
coppery.
and- yeah,
It's not
like
musty. There's, like
bloody-
must is like must. This
bloody
is
penny smell.
this is like seek help.
yeah.
The smell is called seek help.
Yeah, that's what it's
For
called.
real?
I hate that. That's
It's
the
like
worst.
a bacterial, like BV.
That is the worst. I was at work when I was in the office yesterday. I had to use the bathroom. I like run in the bathroom. I fly in the fucking stall. I came right back out. It's like,
But I think
No way.
This is a conversation that needs to be had amongst ladies and stuff. And I think that there's a healthy embarrassment not to have it, because obviously when new things happen, you need to say, hey, this material is not good for your.
see,
your,
and these are
How
the
you don't
things.
smell that?
I
No,
don't
it's true.
know. Like
And that's what
but
you
most
teach your
people
daughter.
don't smell themselves
Yo,
like at times.
maybe because
like,
my mother's made me very subconscious. Like, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, go bathe.
Seriously.
How you don't smell that? I'll be like on it. Like, I'm like hyper vigilant.
but is it equivalent to like not smelling your underarm until you get that
No.
little bit like?
That would be a better smell. This is like you on your period and you ain't babe all week.
No, that's what it's
Ew.
like. Because I'm like, cause you know, sometimes you don't smell your underarm, then you just catch a whiff like, oh shit, like you know.
And
what
I
I mean? Like,
always
And
smell
that
my
still
Especially-
smells
armpits.
better.
I mean, body odor is body odor, whether it's from up top or down bottom.
Down bottom smell very different.
Well, yeah, no, it's true. I
Down
feel like it
bottom
all
is
stinks.
chemically induced. Like I feel like down bottom is because something ain't right on the inside.
No, that's true.
Must is must. Like must is everybody smell the same musty. No, for real. Like
Yeah.
men, woman, child. Must
Yeah.
is must.
It
That
smell like
coochie
a
smell
sub sandwich. It sound like you got the number 3 at
with extra onions.
Yeah, with
Yo.
extra onions.
Please toast that shit, yo. I said oil and vinegar, man. Like,
That's what that
extra
smells
toasty,
like.
man.
Nah, it's true. I think that men have it like easier in
When it
that
comes to that,
when it-
Yeah.
because
I mean, because we didn't have to bleed, you know. So
it's so far past a
Yeah.
period.
This is like there's discharge coming out your lady part that smells. It's probably green.
Ew.
And you know what it is? It's probably because you probably don't wear no panty liner. So now it's getting on your underwear, which is cotton, and it's seeping into
But
your clothes.
you guys have so much stuff to worry about, man. So much stuff, even with the tampons and stuff like that.
I hate
Toxic
it.
shock.
Like
It's
Toxic
crazy.
shock
oh my
scares me.
God,
It's very
yo.
scary.
And you
Wait,
can die.
You said you could shock? You get
Yeah,
shot?
so you can be allergic to tampons, and your body will go into toxic shock. Like you could literally die.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
I know, that's what I
yo?
said.
And you know, I feel like for your daughters coming up, start them on organic products.
Yeah. But get the organic products that got the odor protection though, because some of them cotton panty period pads stink. I'm sorry, I was like Peter Piper pick a pepper. Some of them cotton period pads stink. Don't get them shits because you still gonna smell like what we were just talking about.
I
Yeah.
said extra onions. Like,
And toast the bread.
onions.
It's like please, and put some Duracell Coppertone on there. Like please leave the iron at home.
Yeah, no, it does. It's really hard. You know, being a woman is hard. But I feel like it's always going to be hard. But, you know, for people with daughters, like you have to teach your daughters these things like
Right.
coming up. And I feel like because there is or was, I feel like our generation,
Right.
we're doing a really good job with our kids. Our kids, so what are they? Gen Alpha? I believe Gen Alpha gonna be okay.
Yeah.
They're
We
gonna
just got to
be-
get them up out of this entitlement.
Right.
Oh, because they are so entitled.
Because once we work on it, I feel like the generation right before them is super entitled. So we're seeing like, oh no, we got to teach these
Yeah.
Gotta
motherfuckers
be a
some
little bit hard on
responsibility.
them.
the Gen Zers.
So we're gonna start
they're-
incorporating our shit.
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
incorporate because the entitlement for the tweens and the young adults now. I'd be like, ew.
Yeah, those Gen Zers are wild.
Like, so you want me to actually clock into work and
Yeah.
work?
Speaking of Gen Z, I went to the 24 hours.
oh yes. How was that?
The what?
Now,
Okay,
it's a tell of 2 nights.
Okay.
The first night, you
It's-
could tell it was a very older crowd. Everybody was just trying to have a vibe.
So
good
what's it
time.
called? The
24 hour
of peace. Okay, in
The
Newark.
next
Okay.
day, because you know they really party all night, like
Mm-hmm.
24 hours, seriously. So it starts the next day, like they have a Friday and a Saturday event.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts at 6 p.m. on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
goes all the way till 6 p.m. Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can tell that during the next day on Saturday, it was just nothing but kids.
I would have
Nothing
went
but
home.
kids. And it felt uncomfortable because they were just doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then, you ever got in contact with kids that you could just be like, have you just started cursing? You just started cursing? Because they just start letting off every curse they
No
can find.
finesse.
Man,
Just wet.
F&B and
Fucking bitch ass, bro.
Like, yo, you just look at them and I'm like, yo,
Like you don't even know how to use your cuss
yes,
words.
like
right.
just like you act like you just starting to curse or
You
something
get
like
an
that.
F for speaking in cursive.
And it was uncomfortable. They were starting fights and stuff like that.
Not in the 24 hours of
No,
peace.
the little kids, you can tell it's just them.
They
like-
need an ass. It should have been 24
shout
hours
out
of
to-
ass whooping.
I know, but shout out to the Newark police. I think they did a good job as
that's
far
what's
as
up.
like, not letting anything get as far as in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of that area, it was just away from it though.
Yeah.
But, I just would say I feel bad for, these kids don't even know how to have real fun nowadays. Like,
I mean, outside of the computer and not being on their phone, just being present.
Yeah, that's
They
really
can't even
hard.
jump rope.
No, that's true.
We bring that back.
I feel like I do a pretty decent job of making my kid disconnect. Because it's important. This should fry your brain. It's so
It
important to
does.
disconnect. And I mean, he fights it for, he'll have an attitude for, like first 10 minutes or whatever. But I'll be active with him. I just don't say, get off your phone and then just
Be scrolling in your phone.
but
Yeah.
these phones is even a problem for us.
Oh, for
adults.
sure.
They're
Yeah.
giving us even short attention span. Like, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine what it's doing to the impressionable brain. That haven't even been developing their thoughts and their patterns and stuff.
And
So,
that's why they say like the suicide rate is super high, the anxiety and the depression and all of these things with the younger generation. Now for us, we got anxiety and depression because we done really experienced
We've seen
some
the
shit.
towers drop. Like at this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
We done seen a lot happen.
and then the panoramic.
We've
that
seen,
to-
we and our generation, we've seen so much. So, our anxiety and depression and all of that shit, that shit is warranted.
And I mean,
we
also
survived through the crack in the gang. We survived
Y2K.
through Y2K.
We thought we was gonna die.
We did. We survived through 9/11 and the pandemic. Like that was
all the financial crashes,
Right.
all of them.
the stock
that was
market
like
crashes.
the major ones.
What
that we
else
had to-
happened?
Yeah.
Kobe died
Oh no.
Nipsey died.
tragically. These are
Whitney Houston.
Whitney.
I cried.
What?
Yo,
I
I was
cried.
sad.
Stop.
I was so. I
watched
think
the view.
I was pregnant with Kingston and I was watching the funeral. I remember
I
sitting
cried.
on my couch. I was on the phone with my god sister.
Yeah.
We stayed on the phone the whole time. We was both crying.
Yeah, then when
Stop.
Ray J did that, like,
Yes, that was like, woo!
I said, why you do that, man?
that's how we
Michael
felt.
Jackson, I cried. I was just like,
That was
man,
sad about me. I
that
was
was
like,
sad.
oh my god, they killed my nigga Mike.
They
Yeah.
killed my. I was really devastated when Amy Winehouse died. Oh, I was so devastated.
Well, Aaliyah left.
That didn't really do much for me.
No,
Left
they-
Eye was tragic because I watched her documentary up until that vehicle crash.
Yes,
Yeah.
remember
That shit was eerie. That was like
It's
the
all
beginning of
eerie.
reality TV.
all of
Yeah.
them are eerie.
Yeah, because she kept saying something felt weird, like
And the
shit
whole
felt
thing,
off.
and then it was like, oh, tragically. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just watched this
Why
girl
would-
die.
Why would they show that? Just add that to the list of things
Yeah, like,
that created.
listen.
Watching people die on TV.
Yeah,
Literally watching
I'm
black
just saying
people
right
getting
now,
killed.
we living in a time where all those conspiracies ain't so much conspiracy.
Listen.
they're not.
now. I'm sorry.
And when we sat through what's those movies called?
Final Destination.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not driving
7,
behind
8.
no truck with no fucking wood. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm going to the next lane.
You can
I'm
always
getting off the
tell,
highway.
and you can always tell like when you're on the parkway or whatever. When you
No, you
can
think of
tell
that
when
shit.
there
You
is a
definitely think of that.
millennial, right? Because ain't nobody, and we will be, traffic will be backed up. And that fucking truck will be in its lane rolling alone. And it's like, nah, we are not fucking with it.
Nope. Because why they do that?
Yo, that
That really
movie is
fucked us up. I'm
Yeah,
going to go watch
definitely
it.
did.
not me. I will never watch that shit
Because then
again.
it was just like, did it
Yeah.
skip me? Now we wondering if it skipped us today and it's coming back around.
This is what I'm saying.
I
I
don't have time
can't
for
fuck
this
with
shit.
it. I can't
Yeah,
fuck
they
with
did
it.
say, because I know earlier you said you didn't watch horror movies, and they did say like the correlation between like watching like a horror movie is almost like it's like almost like a segue where it's like a portal opening up like something with the spiritual. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I don't
That's how I
fuck with
rebuke.
it.
Listen, my mom even let us watch Harry Potter.
I'm not
scarier
really
than that,
into
right?
shit like that.
She didn't fuck with it. She said any type
was a
of
big-
witchcraft that was demon. I ain't a preacher's kid. I might as well have been.
Right.
But we didn't. Honestly, I don't have no desire to like The Exorcist, that type of shit.
Yo, I will
No,
never
thank
forget.
you.
Me and my friend went to go see The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That was
Child.
wild, yo.
I slept with the light on. I called him like, I can't. I'm so scared. He was like, my lights is on too. Like niggas was scared.
Yo, when we went to a Christian school in San Diego, and I will never forget, we used to have chapel on Fridays, and they was praying for this lady. And I know for sure I seen some shit. I was like, this is wild. And that's why I
Yeah.
never fucked with those type of like spirit. Like I was like, I seen the exorcism in real life. They prayed the hell out of that lady, and she just kept screaming no. And it was like her voice. They cleared us kids up out of that church so fast. Them mothers went to work on that lady.
I can't lie. The scariest movie I seen
What?
was like The Passion of Christ.
The Passion of Christ.
That
I
shit
mean,
was
you
scary,
think about
yo.
it. You
That
think,
was scary, what they did to him. And
that's what I
just
was
like,
getting
that
ready to
was
say.
Scary as hell.
when
like,
you think about,
and seeing everything that was happening in that movie, I said, "Whoa, this is too much." I seen it once, and I ain't see it again.
Mel Gibson did his big one with
yeah,
that.
he
Yes,
did.
he
Yeah, he
did.
did.
Damn, yo.
When you think about like how they paint the story of what they did to Jesus, it's just like, What?
That's how I know he was black.
Period.
Can't tell me my man wasn't black.
Word.
Period.
Cause
I was like, that was horrific.
Yeah, that was really crazy. I don't know. This life, I'm having a good time, honestly.
Yeah.
Same. I'm having a good
So it's back to school for the kids, right?
Yeah. Thank you for coming to get your babies. I just got the letters in the mail. I know who their teachers are. I'm not buying no supplies. Y'all can miss me. I'm really every year I send that
never
shit
buying that fucking supply list again. It's never happening.
I'm gonna send the Lysol and like the hand sanitizer because why not? But outside of that, I'm not sending. Every year I literally send my kids to school with this big ass bag, and they be the only kid walking in with the big ass bag. And I'll just be like, you know what? My kids can get individual tissue and Sandy.
I'm not thrilled about sending my kids back to school. And I'm going to tell you why. Because my problem now is just saying that I feel that I'm smarter than the teacher.
Oh.
You know, and I'm not just saying that to be arrogant. I just feel like, what are we sending our kids for 12 years to learn something better than us? We know that they're not learning anything better than us.
I ain't homeschooling.
You know what I mean?
No, I was about to say,
I know
they
put us in a predicament where it's almost impossible where we can't.
Yeah.
You know, I sat through homeschooling during the pandemic.
The virtual learning?
That's
That's not
shit
homeschool.
did not work.
That
I
is
dropped
not
out.
homeschool.
We dropped out.
That is not homeschool.
You know, I don't think school is for learning. I think school is for social interaction. I think school is learning about life skills. I learned at home. Most of my learning came from home.
Right.
And I mean, as parents, it's our job to teach them. But school, it's kind of like when you have a little baby, they're the only child, they don't talk. But the moment they get in daycare, they hold in full sentences.
Right,
it's for social interaction.
But you know, you subject your kids to kids that don't possibly have the parents like you are.
But that's life.
absolutely.
But you go out into the world.
That is
you
life.
don't
I
want
get
your
it.
kid to also be shell shocked to where they get out into the world and they can't function. So I think school provides them with like gradual steps of like meeting people who are not raised the way. Like that's your first experience with adversity and how you handle it. Do you rise to it or do you succumb?
I know, but we already know that they don't teach them to have basically an original thought or just, so, you subject them to think that way. Then you have to come back home and kind of counter that to say you got to speak up for yourself. You are an entrepreneur almost and not to.
But those are the things that you have to do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because if you homeschool, right? So they only know what you're teaching them, right? And then you send them out into the world and then they're exposed to these people and they're like, what the fuck is this? It's the shell shock. So it's like it is a balance. It's a balance and you have to, I don't know, I just feel like you have to, if you don't send your kids to school, that's okay. But so where are they going to learn?
Well, they're going to have to have extra curriculum activities as far as like team building things that they do.
These coaches too soft.
Sports and stuff. So.
You said what?
These coaches too soft.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Cuss these kids out like you used to.
It's not the same. It's not the same anymore. I do know some people who like homeschool their children, and then they also they don't work, so they're like entrepreneurs and things like that. So then they're able to explore the world with their children. So then it's like, okay, they're exposed to the world that way. Right. So then that's good. But if you still have to go to work and you're homeschooling your children, where the fuck is the balance? Where does that come in at?
Yeah, and this entrepreneur shit is harder than a full-time job. I'm just going to say that shit.
Absolutely.
This is no joke. If you're going to do some entrepreneur shit, you got to wake yourself up. You got to tell yourself you're going to do it. Ain't nobody else to tell you.
Nah, it's true.
You. It's you. You got to micromanage.
Super self-discipline.
It's very, very, very much. And, once you get into a rhythm of it, you can do it.
Right.
It's not easy, though.
I can only imagine, shit. The podcast is not easy, so
that's what I'm saying.
it's hard.
Well, I hope I can make it easier by being a guest here. Add some new flavor to you guys.
It definitely made today easy.
Yeah, it did.
Baby.
And plus, like, I'm talkative. I just like talking and stuff like that. Good thing we didn't smoke. You see, because we went over talk. Oh, you did. Why didn't you just pass it?
I asked you.
You did, but
I have to.
We don't.
Have you no weeds?
It's all good. I don't know. Maybe next time we'll just do a.
Nah, my mom will be watching.
Never mind.
I'm still Christian. Nah, fuck it. Whatever. I would be stuck, but that would be fun. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how interesting
we gonna see.
But we'll do it. Do you want to do it with the freestyle or just kind of like?
I don't know. We'll talk about it. All right, cool. We gonna plan it. All right. Tell the people where they can find you.
All right, Positive Apparel, 1985. Also, I have some merch like this for the people representing where I am. I feel like I'm Newark finest, so you could come check it out. DM or look at my website at www.positivefashion.net. Also, k.summertime on IG.
All right. And I can be found on Instagram at _amazing_. And amazing is spelled AMAZEING.
And I am at Renessa Rose, and that's RANESSA ROZAYYYY. And together we are at
The Personal Space Podcast.
And it's Virgo season. My birthday is coming. Shit is lit.
All right.
Bye y'all.
Okay. All right, outro.